Alright, hey guys, we are about to do a Ponto Go range test. So going to basically use the throttle almost the entire time. Only going to help with a little bit of pedaling from getting off a start, or if there's a really steep hill and the motor's really struggling, I'll help it out a little bit to pedal, you know, going under like 17 miles an hour or so. I'm expecting probably to get around 20 miles. I am 210 pounds and probably going to have about 10 more pounds of gear with my tools and tubes and, you know, my full face helmet and all the stuff that kind of adds up. So we're planning on a roughly 20-mile route, and we're going to basically go down to the nearest Costco, gonna grab a $1.50 glizzy, have a little bite to eat and ride back, and hopefully make it back with some battery left to spare. All right, let's get riding. All right, we can check out what we got going on in the handlebars here. Got the Trek Central app showing that 100%. I've actually still got the bike plugged in right now. We're gonna bump this up to assist level 3. Let's see if that shows up on the camera. And we're gonna leave it there the whole ride. You know, trying to be as realistic as possible with this. This is how most people are gonna ride their bike. Assist level 3, lots of throttle. Switch it over to the ride mode. It is weather-wise not super cold out right now. It's like 57 to 60 degrees, somewhere in there. It'll probably drop as I'm riding. Since it's about 4:30 right now, the sun's gonna start going down around 6. And it is a little bit windy, so we'll see how that affects the ride. But yeah, let's unplug it and get it going. So some quick specs on the battery that comes with the Ponto Go. It's going to be a 48 volt battery, technically 46.8 volt to be exact, as the nominal rating, and then a 13.4 amp hour, giving it a total capacity of 627 watt hours that you're going to get with this bike. And that is powering the 750 watt nominally rated motor. Typically the peak power that I've seen so far on my rides is going to be about 1350 watts. I have peaked up to 1400 before on steeper climbs, so this motor's plenty powerful, definitely more than enough to hold that 20 miles an hour on the throttle, and plenty of power to hold that 25, 26 miles an hour if you're really cranking on the pedals. All right, guys, so we made it to Costco, so let's go and get a bite to eat. All right, so enjoyed a quick hot dog in there. Keep hot dogs 150. Just finishing up a little drink, and then we're gonna head back. Right now on the old Trek Central app, we've got 57%. So should be enough to get us home. Looks like we're gonna be making it maybe even a little bit more than 20 miles, maybe like 22 or so. But yeah, it's a weird, really windy day too. So I'm sure if it was like middle of the summer, I have no problem getting like 25 miles, but I was getting blown around on the way here for sure. Okay, so now we are sort of at the last, I would say we're within 2 miles from my house here. So we're kind of at the last leg of the ride, and I'm looking down, I see 13%, and I'm feeling pretty good about being able to get home with enough charge. But as you can see, if you keep your eye on that, the bottom of my cell phone screen there, it drops really quickly down to 11. And then before you know it, it's going all the way down to 3. But just watch how fast that happens from 11 to 9. And then 9 is going to go by in like 5 seconds. You can see this here. So it lasted on that 9th% for about 5 seconds or so, all the way down to 7. And now the clip is about to cut. And from the distance I've traveled in that clip being cut, maybe about 40 yards. It was not very far at all. And now you can see that on the screen it goes down to 3%. So at 3%, the power to the motor is programmed to shut off. but still give you some power to have the lights powered. All right, so back from the ride, got this thing charging back up again, and definitely learned some things. I mean, the final result was 22 miles. One weird thing that did happen was right as I was pretty close to home, maybe like a little more than a mile away, it dropped on the display very significantly from about 10% and then just kind of jumped down to 3 immediately, and then the bike stopped providing assistance. So what I had to do from there was just kind of turn the bike off, turn it back on again, and then just keep it in assist level 1. And I was able to kind of trick it into having a little bit more battery life left. So when I was able to turn it off and on again, I did keep my front line on. It was dark out, but taking the phone off the charger and leaving it into level 1 did allow me to pedal the bike and make it home for that last mile that I had to. And it kind of faked it back up to about like 7%, and then was able to basically just make it into my driveway with at least a little bit of help from the motor, because man, it would have sucked to do a whole mile with pedaling this 80-pound bike. But hey, at least you got gears, so that pedaling isn't the worst thing in the world if you have to. Overall, kind of within what I expected, and it was nice to like actually put a number to it. There is not a lot of elevation on this ride, a total of 401 feet of elevation. So, I mean, it's a relatively flat ride for 22 miles for someone of my weight. I'd say that's pretty good. You know, again, the point of this particular range test was to just ride it the way that, you know, most of you are probably gonna ride it. You're gonna jack it up to level 3 and you're just gonna go. It is good to know that you can kind of, you know, reset the bike and maybe get another mile out of level 1 assist if you absolutely need to just get somewhere where you can charge, or just to get home. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more Ponto Go content. See ya.